China's resistance was immensely important overall to what became the wider Allied strategy. It's worth remembering that what we think of as the wartime alliance, both in Europe and Asia, actually only came together over time. We can really talk about wartime alliances in the full sense from 1941, when the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union, Barbarossa, takes place, and then, of course, famously Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Before that, you have separate European and Asian wars, which eventually come together in 1941. That's worth remembering when we think about the Chinese contribution, because 1938, a year which isn't always widely taken into account in terms of the wider war, is crucial. 1938, the middle of 1938, is about a year after full-scale war breaks out between China and Japan, so summer 1937 to 38. And in the middle of 1938, many foreign observers think that China is pretty much being pushed back against the wall. The great cities of China's cultural heartland, Nanjing, Beijing, Shanghai, they have fallen. You don't have that outcome of continued Chinese resistance, almost solo, not quite, but almost solo, all the way to Pearl Harbor, which then becomes part of a joint war the Allies fight in Europe and Asia. And that contribution, China's resistance that allows the global war that we know of as World War II eventually to come together, bringing the might, the industrial power of the United States, the capacity of the British Empire into the fight, none of that might have happened if China had not fought back, continued fighting from 1938 onwards. So that Chinese contribution to the overall war, including ultimately being the backstop to the war in the Pacific, that is very important.